Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. I'd like to quote something from Albert Camus. If we believe in nothing, if nothing has any meaning, and if we can affirm no values whatsoever, then everything is possible and nothing has any importance. We're about to continue with episode 2 of our Delta Green scenario, Lover in the Ice. It was written by Caleb Stokes. I'm your game master, and the recap will be given by Bill Mize in the voice of his character, Agent Silver. But before we begin, I would like to remind our listeners that this scenario is quite graphic and disturbing with very adult themes. If this makes you uncomfortable, if it makes you squirm in your seat, if the imagery invades your dreams tonight and you wake up shaking and in fear, then I've done my job and you should give me a thumbs up. Anyway, the players are ready. Let's begin our journey into the darkness. Bill?
Thanks, Tom. The phone call comes as it always does, at an inconvenient time, with vague information and with just a hint of desperation. Being a Delta Green agent has its benefits, but it also has its drawbacks. Being the tip of the spear against unspeakable horror can get you dead, but it will also make damn sure you never get a monument, a gravestone, or even a folded flag presented to your loved ones at your funeral. If you have loved ones, that is. This time I'm being sent somewhere near the armpit of the South, a town called LaFontaine, Missouri. I loaded up the Cadillac, poured some coffee into a thermos, loaded my playlist, and headed west from the cabin. A few hours later, it was about 11:30 p.m., and I was staring at 5 other agents in a private conference room supplied to us by our good friends, the TSA, at Lambert Airport, St. Louis, Missouri. The handler for this little gathering was Patrick Hill, who was probably neither a Patrick nor a Hill, and looked like he'd just been thrown out of a tumble dryer after being deprived from sleep for about a week. He had the requisite level of mediocre information and disinterested enthusiasm that I've seen before from handlers who are weary of the game and sometimes just wish it would all come down on our heads and call it a day. He gives us a burner phones just to make the younger agents feel better, but experienced agents know better. They make better paperweights than phones. It seems like the situation in LaFontaine is bringing that finishing move one day closer. When you've got 100% humidity combined with a 30-degree drop in temperature, you've got an ice storm of apocalyptic proportions. As someone who's read a few texts predicting such matters written by mad monks or priests, I can tell you this one definitely made me take notice. When you get there, there's never any Mr. Phelps to throw photos on a desk and introduce us to each other, so you always have to play cat and mouse with some of the agents to figure out what they're about. We've got Agent Chemist, and I think that's what it just says on the label. He's a chemist. We've got Agent Nye, who strikes me as a bit of a grease monkey. He's definitely from out of town, definitely Nordic. We've got Agent Belladonna, a tiny little Latina. She's dressed in scrubs and carrying her bug-out bag. We've got Agent Curly, who is not. He's bald as a cue ball and seems to have a bit of the agency or law enforcement air about him. We've got Agent Corky, who looks like Tom Selleck and dresses like the guy on the Bounty paper towels. Maybe a bit of a survivalist, outdoor prepper, something like that. And then there's me, Agent Silver. There's a reason my hair is gray. 1, I'm older than all of them. And 2, it might just be the shit that I've seen working for this outfit. Turns out that during LaFontaine's sudden ice age, the powers that be received an alarm from a storage unit that they filled to the top with goodies, I'm sure. Our job is to head down to Hicksville, secure the contents of the storage unit, take inventory of the contents or what's left, and find our contact, one Skip Mills, the utility company goon who's our point of contact and the keeper of the unit. Our cover, complete with fake IDs, lanyards, and clipboards, is that we're an oversight group working for FEMA. We're there to observe the relief efforts currently underway. We're watchers, not workers, which is a good thing because I'm not getting a $5,000 Seville Row suit covered in mud, snow, or shit. After hitching a ride with the Mississippi National Guard unit, we entered the city about 6 a.m. and discovered that this city is in a world of hurt. Hardest hit was the north side of town, which is, of course, the part that has the highest population of the poor. Nature, or whatever else caused this, always knows how to make a shitty life worse. Around 7 a.m., after our tour of hell, we finally made it to the city utilities headquarters where our boy Skip works. His office behind yellow hazard tape had been cut in half by a tree, so we were then taken to his secondary office in a portable trailer in the parking lot. His secretary told us that Mills was sick and hadn't been to work in a few days, which really wasn't like him. He's a good boy, as they say. Once there, our team decided to split up so we could get the heck out of here as quickly as possible. Get in, get it done, get out, get back to your life. A few of us decided to head directly to the box and secure it, while the others wanted to stay behind and see what Skip was up to prior to the event, as he's gone silent since. A cursory look at Skip's computer tells us, in fact, that he was not a good boy in the past few days. As a matter of fact, he's a very bad boy, possibly a very sick boy, but I'll leave that to the mental health professionals to decide. I mean, in my current condition, I really can't speak, can I? Chemist and I stayed behind to figure out what's going on with Skip, and Belladonna, Curly, Corky, and I head over to the green box. At 10 a.m., Earl's rent-a-space was just about as boring as you would expect. Rows of homogeneous units lined up like soldiers. The power is out, but fortunately for us, a section of fence had been knocked down by a felled tree. The climb was easy for even an old shit like me. Upon arriving at unit number 171, we confirmed that it was indeed insecure, another victim of a fallen old-growth tree. It's been exposed to the elements, and there are documents and items scattered everywhere. Footprints and frozen vomit let us know that we weren't the first ones to get there. Time to find out who was there first, where the hell Mills is, and get these articles inventoried and secured. Here we go.
Excellent. All right. I would like to know the people at the green box. What are your plans at this moment? Confronted with
should we
load up.
remove the contents and take them somewhere to inventory them?
Yes.
Or should we establish if anything has been disturbed before we do that? Because I'm concerned about the presence of this vomit, indicating that someone had quite a visceral reaction to whatever they encountered after the unit had been breached.
I don't think we would really know if anything is missing because we don't have an inventory, an inventory to.
Oh yeah. I just want
again.
to say if something is obviously broken,
Right.
damaged, then we may need to handle that with kid gloves. But otherwise, I think we should probably just move these things somewhere.
Yeah.
I wanted to interject something that it didn't come up in the last game, but it actually would be something that would come up, and that's where you're going to stay. You know,
we mentioned a hotel last meeting, so my assumption here is that they're going to put us up somewhere, and if not, then we may have to improvise if there are no hotel rooms available, because we really need a secure place. We can't be in a tent city, so to speak. I think we need, 4 concrete walls and a locked door to go behind to have a safe place for whatever's in the unit. And I also think last time you mentioned that it may take more than one trip to get everything in the unit, in the Ford Bronco or whatever the heck we're driving, and then to the hotel and back. So it's almost like we need to get a hotel room. We need to load up as much as we can in the SUV. Someone needs to stay behind while the other part of the group takes it to the hotel. Someone stays behind at the hotel. Someone comes back. We load it up for the second trip, then go back to the hotel. Then all of us are there. And then maybe we check in with Chemist and Nye at the office and see if they have anything for us, because we've been kind of out of contact here. We don't really know what's going on there. And then we get all 6 of us back at the hotel, so all hands on deck for the inventory, maybe.
I don't disagree. If we can't find a hotel, though, would the house that's on this property work?
Yeah, we
There's
could,
no
we,
power
could
anywhere.
we could requisition something, commandeer something.
Well, you're
There
going
must,
to
there
need,
must be some. There must be
Maybe
somewhere to say like a
abandoned houses,
hotel,
yeah.
motel.
well, and yeah, and
holiday.
you're going to need a place to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you talk about, commandeering a place, realize too that a lot of the houses in this poor neighborhood are abandoned, or closed. They've been foreclosed on, and they're just closed up. This is an emergency situation that you're living in.
And also something to think about too is if we're in a hotel, lighting isn't the best. Also, the power may be out if they're not running on generators. So do we want to be in a darkened room, with flashlights trying to inventory, or do we want to make our life as easy as possible and maybe get a well-lit house, with plenty of natural light or something like that? I mean, we can kind of reconnoiter and see what we see around us.
There's power on the other side of town, isn't there?
That is correct. I also mentioned in the last game that there is a whole area of warehouses and factories and shop and stuff like that have been long since abandoned too.
So the whole town isn't without power. It's just a section of town, correct?
There's large portions of the city that are no longer don't have power, but
Okay.
they've restored power to the college area, and at least most of the college area, and some of the stores and shops. These residential areas just depends on if the power lines are down or not.
Well, now in terms of access to useful materials for storage, the college would be quite a decent location, isn't it?
Here's something else to
Assuming
think
it's not
about.
occupied. I mean, it'd have good lighting. It'd have phase 1 electricity.
Also, I'm not sure if this is in our instructions or not, but do we need to create a new green box?
That was one of the. That was secure the contents.
Correct. Secure the contents. That can mean however you want to interpret that.
Mm-hmm.
Headquarters whatever headquarters is, will go with whatever decisions you make.
Well, I mean, are there any special procedures in place that define something as a green box, or is it just a secure storage area?
I would think that something needs to be wired up, because remember there was a alarm that was tripped.
Right.
So it's almost like once we create the green box, we need to tell Delta Green where it is, and maybe they send somebody out to wire in a new alarm, right? Because we can't. That's kind of beyond our mandate.
Right. The very basic green box would be something like that. You've all worked with green boxes before, where you've had a secret stash of weapons and or equipment somewhere like this in a storage unit that just looks completely normal.
But this one was alarmed. which
Yes.
leads me to believe that this is something a little bit higher on the interest scale than a cache of weapons. Because I seriously doubt that they're going to alarm a cache of weapons. It's just
Well,
they don't have that many people to monitor. It's not like we're hooked up to ADT, right?
why don't you go ahead and do an idea roll?
Alrighty. What are we using for idea? Is it intelligence?
Intelligence, yeah.
Do it. Do it.
No, I did not have an idea at this time.
Okay. Then I can't help you.
Well, we need a secure location where we can inventory the contents.
Yes, I think that's the
green
first step in
box.
the plan.
And
Right.
that gives us somewhere where we can keep the contents of the green box while we reconnoiter the area and find a location for securely storing them and establishing a new green box.
Absolutely, I think that's the proper order of events here. Yep.
I mean, at the very least, in the short term, we can take them back to the office, where there are already 2 people at the office.
Do we turn that trailer or whatever, or the portable or whatever that is? Do we turn that into a secure area? Do we kick everybody out?
No.
We can put 2 people. We've got 2 people already in that area. We can start ferrying the contents of the locker back to the office. That means that we're not going to have.
I would disagree.
Then
I think there's.
while it's there, we can then we can send people out to find a better location and shift it again.
There is a
still think
large
there's-
conference room in the back.
There's too many eyes on it.
It was mentioned last time.
And
What if we're just overlooking the obvious? Why don't we just shift it to another storage bin?
I thought that all of them were used. I thought I asked if there was any that didn't have padlocks on them or something. But I agree, Jeff. I agree that that's really Occam's razor here. Is like, let's just move it from storage unit 171 to storage unit 205 or something. Wherever there's an open one that's the same size, right?
That's what I thought. Did we explore that already, Tom? I don't remember that.
You brought it up. A couple of the problems would be how are you going to inventory, and it's freezing. There's no heat out here.
And would we have to falsify records? Because we would need to circle back around and with the owners of the storage unit.
yes,
And why are they're going to say, well, how the hell did you get
right.
this into here? And, there's no contract signed. There's no down payment.
You
Who's
can
going to
imagine
be
that
paying for this?
under normal circumstances, you would go in there with the pretext of being, Joe Redneck who needs
Yes.
a storage unit, and then you would
Yes.
actually put that stuff in it.
Yes.
And
Unless
then
we
we
utilize our
pay
FEMA,
for the next 10 years,
unless we utilize our FEMA credentials, which are fake.
Yeah, but
So
even
we
that
had
would be
six-
considered temporary by.
and the
Yeah,
owners aren't even here right now.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I mean. Temporary. This is like just until we can find a location.
oh, well,
Okay.
Like-
That's,
Like if it's for
Yes.
one night or 3 days or
yes, if you're talking about just moving it into some other storage unit,
I thought you were talking about using another storage unit to create another green box. But if it's just like,
Well,
for 48
that's-
hours or something like that, then yeah, that makes perfect sense.
that is what I was suggesting. But
Okay.
if that won't work long term, I mean, like I'm just picturing like if I were working at a storage unit and I see a bunch of FEMA people show up and they explain to me that a tree fell in our box and we had to shift it because there were sensitive materials in there. I mean, I wouldn't question it.
No, you just go along with it for, God, country, and apple pie. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Fortunately, there's nobody there, so
And let's just do it. Let's move it and then go get another vehicle and find a new place, maybe. I'm cold.
yes, the temperature right now. Let's see, in Fahrenheit, you're at probably around 4 or 5 degrees.
Ooh.
What?
which in centigrade is about -10. No,
Who uses
about
centigrade?
minus 15.
Is there a wind chill that makes it
That's
colder
not
than
too
2 or
bad,
3?
-15.
There is wind blowing, so yes, you can be even colder than that when you're moving around.
Oh yeah. I'm super cold.
I think everybody's super cold if it's 2 to 3 degrees. Holy mackerel! I didn't know it was that cold. Okay. Yeah, I guess we need to double time it.
Let's check out the nearest storage boxes so we don't have to move it that far.
Yeah.
I'll even go look. I'll just get moving because she's like sick of standing still. Like,
Okay.
All right, Agent Belladonna, go ahead and do a luck roll.
luck roll?
Yeah.
What's that?
Do we have luck?
I don't think we do.
Oh, yes, we do. Luck in Delta Green is you roll a dice and it's 50-50.
Oh, okay. So they're going low or high? Low still?
It's the same. It's low. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you get a doubles, it's the critical.
I got a 44.
Critical
And
success.
that's a critical success. Yes, you find a storage unit of the same size, just maybe 20 feet away. That doesn't have a lock on it.
I have a question.
Over here.
Are
Yes.
the padlocks? Are they key padlocks or combination lock padlocks?
They're private padlocks, so they're whatever the person had to.
Oh, right,
manage to
okay.
put
Yeah,
on.
it's bring your own lock. Yeah.
Is the padlock still on the remnants of the shutter on the green box?
Actually, yes, it is, but it's kind of buried under the tree in the snow.
Oh, right.
If it's
Okay.
anywhere.
My next question was, do we have a key to it?
Oh, does anyone know how to pick a lock? I'm like throwing the door open on the other one. Like,
And the answer
Assuming it moves.
would have been no, because Delta Green wasn't even aware of this green box for
true.
15
Right.
years.
Did anyone think to bring a padlock with them?
I was just gonna say, could I maybe while the rest of you are shifting the materials, or actually, I'm better suited to shift materials. Maybe Belladonna, do you want to drive to the nearest hardware store and grab a padlock?
Are there going to be any open around here? Well, I guess it doesn't matter if they're open or not. We'll just acquire a padlock. Yeah.
Try the office. I mean, usually places like this, they have a few for sale, don't they?
That's actually. I'll try that first before we start driving.
Yeah, because then you could also check in with Chemist and Nye and see what they're up to.
Well, the other problem would be how long it would take, because it took you a long time to get here, and you're not that far from the utilities company.
No, I mean
I'll go check the office.
Yeah, the
Oh,
office.
yeah, the office is just right.
Oh, that office. Oh, I misunderstood. Okay, got it.
I'll
got it.
Just most of these storage centers normally have like
Yes.
their own. They have padlocks for sale.
Overpriced padlocks for
Yep.
So
convenience
who's
sake.
checking the office then?
Aren't they
I'll go.
closed?
Yeah, they're closed.
I'll go if someone wants to go with me.
It doesn't mean you can't check the office.
I'll approach the back door that's on the inside of the property. And anyone
Yeah,
else wants to go.
I'll go with her.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, the doors are all locked.
Got a big knife.
But remember that tree branches have been falling on things all over the place. So, what a shame.
Yeah, and there's probably looters about all over the place.
So you haven't seen a single person. It's too cold.
Well, it definitely looks like this place has been looted. I will kick the door in.
I was just gonna say. I started to pull out a knife.
Yeah, but let's make it look like it's been looted.
Why don't you do a strength roll?
He's a sizable guy, right? Like I start to pull out my knife to like jimmy the lock, and then he just throws it.
61. No, it's quite a strong door. It's stronger than it looks.
Come on, Bronny. Come on.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Probably a steel core door or something.
Make Belladonna roll a strength roll and watch her knock it in.
Yeah, I think I may have loosened it. Why don't you try giving it a shove?
She kind of rolls her eyes at him, and then's like, and she like, okay, and she throws her shoulder against the door. That's a strength, right?
Strength roll.
Hope I don't break my shoulder. That's a 50-50 again. It is a 86.
Oh.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
I probably bounce off it back into his arms or something.
They really know how to make doors around here, don't they?
They do.
They're famed for it.
Is there what kind of door is it? Is it have windows or is it like
There's windows in the office. The door looks like it's probably made out of steel. It's painted to look like wood, but it's probably steel.
Let's just go through a window then.
Oh, it's a La Fontaine door.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we'd realised that. Oh,
It's like
well,
the
that
Susquehanna Hat Company. It's the La
Famous-
Fontaine door.
famous for it. La Fontaine doors. Why didn't you say? I would never have bothered if I'd known. Okay, I will pick up the ubiquitous half brick and sling it through the window.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's going to happen. So the window shatters.
Excellent.
Bloody looters. Dreadful, aren't they? Right, we'll get that. I'll find something to debris or something from a fallen tree and just clear the glass out of the way.
Okay.
And hop
Be
in.
careful not to touch anything.
All right.
Yeah, well, I've got my gloves on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'll
and 2 to 3 degrees. I think we all have gloves on. I think it's safe.
Yeah.
To
Can I see if the door can be opened from inside?
The door will not win.
The door does have just a little turny thing.
That's it.
Okay.
Whatever.
Right, then I'll open that and let Belladonna in then.
It's adamantium.
I'm in.
Right, so we need a padlock.
Start searching.
Yep, is there one in the front office, like in the reception area?
All right.
That might be like a display.
I'd like you to do a luck roll.
A luck roll.
All right. So lucky.
I've got 2, which is a pass, but not the.
Yes, there is actually a little display with.
I'm glad you got it. Oh, they sell them.
Did you all go in the office or just?
Just us two.
Just Corky and Belladonna.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest of us are moving objects from
Well,
one storage unit to the next one.
while he's grabbing the lock off the lock rack, the lock display, Agent Belladonna, go ahead and do a spot hidden.
That's search, right?
A search. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my best roll. Oh, geez. A 98. So that's going to be a no.
All right.
I didn't even see it coming.
You just jinxed it, right?
You're too cold to focus.
I'd like Corky also to do a spot hidden.
Corky.
Oh, 3.
Oh,
Dang.
he's got
Bloody
eagle
hell.
eyes.
I'm fuego.
Corky, as you're looking for the lock and you immediately find the lock, you also look over, and on a shelf behind the desk, on the top of the shelf, you can see a video recording unit that's very obviously attached to all of the security cameras that are all the way around, and there's a monitor down below it on a desk.
Aha. There's no power in here, is there?
There is no power in here.
There is no power. Is it?
We can see who
is it
visited
cassette based or is it hard drive based?
Oh, it's hard drive based.
Okay. In that case, we can connect it to any monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I will hand the lock to Belladonna,
Thank you.
and I'm going to unplug the box.
Okay.
And take the relevant cables, power cable, and the cable to the monitor with me.
Okay.
And if there's I'm assuming that it's a storage place, there'll be bags there as well.
Sure.
Yeah, because we can kind of, if we can get into this, we'll be able to see, hopefully, who was the first visitor to the green box.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take that with me then. I'll wrap it up in a garbage bag.
Good idea. I'll get the door for you. That door will not thwart us a second time. Third time. There we go.
All right. So you've got the video unit. The other guys are now moving the contents into the other box. and you are going to bring back the lock so that you can secure it temporarily.
Yep.
Now let's go back to the people at the office. Agent Chemist and Agent Nye.
The disgusting office. But we don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was disgusting when you were in there before, and you thought that it was, but you didn't know how disgusting it was.
So gross.
Yeah.
If you had a black light, it would have looked like a rave was going on in there.
But okay.
All right. As I recall, Agent Nye, you were standing on the little platform outside the front door. Is that correct? Getting your breath.
Yeah, I did say that I was going to, I think the last thing that we were doing, I came back in and I was trying to retrace the man's steps during that morning and seeing what might have triggered this breakdown, his mental breakdown. Well, at least I'm thinking it's a mental breakdown.
Well, all right. Go ahead and do a human intelligence roll. And Agent Chemist, what are you doing other than going?
I also went to get some air too, but it's kind of like just a quick thing, and then I'll go in and still.
Okay, well, stop there. Let's say that you're still standing on the porch outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Human intelligence, I didn't pass. I got a 65 out of 10.
Okay, so you're kind of puzzled as to what would cause this strange mental breakdown, as you called it. Agent Chemist, you're standing on the porch, and you've seen 2 or 3 people, walking from their cars to the offices and back again, and I mean, there's some activity going on in the parking lot. Not much; it's freezing cold. But you notice somebody come out of the offices, off the office door, and they're walking across the park. Do you need a break for a second, Corey?
Yeah, I'll need one break.
All right.
Be back 1 second.
Okay.
If you need to, you can go back to the other guys.
Okay. What are you guys doing? The other guys.
I'll get back and help them finish anything if they haven't done it all yet, and then get that lock on there. And what kind of lock do we get? Was it a padlock or?
It's one of those. It's one of those key locks, but it's round and it's got the little round thing at the top.
Okay, so it does take a key.
It takes a key. Yeah.
How many keys did we get with that one?
There's 2 keys.
I'll keep one, and whoever else wants to have the other one, I suppose. Good to have multiple.
I'll take the other one.
I hold it out and I'm like, this will be for a story later.
And it's unit number 0626 that you've put your stuff in. Okay, let's hop back to Corey then. He's back.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, Corey. So you're standing there, and let me just go over that again so I can cut and paste. So as you're standing there, you see people going in and out of the building. You see people going to their cars, people coming back from their cars, things like that. So there's some activity going on in the parking lot, but not much because it's cold. You see somebody come out of the offices and heading towards the parking lot. They're dressed like a county, sheriff deputy, and kind of a short little fellow, dark hair, has kind of a bit of a disappointed look on his face. But as he is walking across the parking lot, and you can see his police car over there, he happens to look up at you, and he immediately changes direction and comes towards you, and he's like, "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a moment? You look like you're with FEMA.
Yep, I'm with FEMA.
My name is Deputy Eli Phillickbury, and I'm one of the local law enforcement people. I have a bit of a problem, and I guess they're just too damn busy in the office. It's a disaster. I can understand that, but I'm wondering if there's a way that I could get access to the power grid.
I could probably figure out something about that. Whereabouts roughly did you need to go? Where roughly is you're looking for?
I'm looking for a particular area in the north end of town. I just wanted to see what buildings, what houses have power.
Yeah, if you wait out here,
It's kind of cold out here. Can I?
It's no. There's we're doing some government work here. I am very sorry that we can't let you in there. Do you mind if do you have an office? I can print off the power grid stuff for you and give it to you in the office.
Well, that would help. I'm kind of in a hurry. There's been a murder, and
a murder.
Yeah, there's it's at the currently it's listed as a homeless person, but I'm skeptical as to that. There's reasons why, and I'm just, like I say, I'm trying to trace this back and see if I can figure out. I'm a deputy, but I'm trying very hard to become a detective, and if I could solve this case.
Yeah, I can totally agree. Whereabouts roughly is Agent Nye in this? Is he inside there?
Agent Nye has been inside looking around, trying to retrace his steps. Agent Nye, you can hear Agent Chemist talking to somebody outside. Did you want to? You're muted.
But
sorry about that. I thought I unmuted it. I'm just gonna let him. I hear him talking to some deputy. I'm gonna let him deal with it. Okay. Sounds like he has everything under control.
Roughly the layout of the office, just so I can remember it. It's just one open concept of a.
Right, it's one long trailer with a makeshift sort of front area. Then there's the computer area where you were, and then there's a restroom, and then there's kind of a back area with a table and chairs and stuff. But it's just one long.
Okay.
Maybe 20 feet wide and 40 or 50 feet deep.
Yeah, I basically say, just give me 1 second. I will give me the address. I will quickly go grab you the information there. I'm sorry that that I can't let you in the office area. There's confidential information in there that pertains to the case that we're working. Some government stuff that. But if you give us 5 minutes.
Well, if you could look for anything with power near 2390 Hemsford Lane, within maybe 2 miles of the bank that's there.
Hemsford Lane, you said?
Yes, Hemsford Lane.
Okay.
There's a bank.
If you
the body was found in an ATM.
That is okay. If you want to wait in your car, I will there's a printer right in there. Sure. I will print off. I'll take a picture, screenshot it, and I'll give it to you right away. And it'll be about the last known power that we have.
All right, thanks.
I quickly go in there and
Actually, and he stops you and he says, actually, now that I think about it, if you have a way of telling what's been recently restored in power, because I'd like to know what had power on January 4th.
January 4th.
That's when I believe the murder took place.
Yeah. I will quickly I'll do that for you.
Okay. So, Agent Nye, what are you up to at this point?
At this point, if I can't find anything, then and I overhear the conversation, I'll pull up the information on the grid and hit print. That way, we can get this deputy out of our hair.
Okay.
Right away.
I quickly run back. I quickly go in the trailer and I'm like, there's copy looking for power.
I heard.
You heard.
And as he's saying all that, the information, the power grid information, is being printed up in the printer.
Okay.
Okay.
So
thank you there, Agent Nye. Also, just as do we know, Tom, where his address is?
Whose address?
What's his name?
Skip Mills.
Skip Mills' address.
Yes, we do.
I make a comment. I'm like, maybe this is just something. Is if we can't find anything here, we can go to his house there, Agent Nye.
I was thinking about that. So, I mean, just take care of the officer now, and we could be on our way.
Yes.
And while Agent Chemist is out, I'm wondering, does the city have surveillance cameras on the block?
No.
Okay.
They don't have the kind of budget for that.
But
what about a they wouldn't have like traffic cameras either?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
Maybe there's one somewhere in the middle of town near the college district.
But is Agent Mills' house close to the address that the deputy gave us?
It's not too far away from there. It's probably within a mile and a half.
Okay. That sounds good. I will give a call to whoever, to either Silver, Quirky, or whoever, Curly, and Belladonna. If anyone answers, I will say we are done at the office.
Who are you calling?
Whoever.
No, who are you calling? There's no whoever. You got to call a number.
No, I know. I'm calling Agent Silver.
All right. So the phone rings. Brrr,
Go.
brrr.
Go.
I'm like, yeah, okay. We're done. We're done at this at the office.
Okay.
We're now going to go to Mill's house to do some more information searching there, because there's nothing else really pertaining here.
Okay. Do we have Mill's address? Was that given to us during our initial briefing?
No.
Okay.
You have the address, but
okay.
you have it because there's correspondence on his desk.
Okay. Okay. So once you get there, check it out. Keep in touch with us. Also, text me the address in case we want to meet you there later.
Okay.
Wherever they're going, do they have power? Ask if they have power wherever they're going, or if they know they have power.
We're looking up there, and is there power?
Yes.
There is power.
Should that be our secure location? Or are we?
We'll give you more information when we get there. But as far as I know, we don't know exactly what's going to be in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't gamble on it being our secure location at this time because Skip Mills may actually still be living there. You know, Skip Mills may have nosy neighbors. Skip Mills, you know, he may have degenerated from upstanding young citizen to homeless guy. He may be the dead body that the guy found, but I don't know that. I'm just talking out of game here. But
I know.
Again, once you get there, Chemist, once you and I get there, take a look at the place, and we'll talk after that.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you so much. How is your investigation going?
Well, this is an unsecured line. I'm just going to say everything's going okay.
Okay.
And we'll circle back around and meet in person later.
Okay, sounds good.
Cheers.
Okay. What you gonna do next?
We will go up to the officer, hand him the papers. There you go. Everything.
He says, "Oh, thank you a lot." He says, "This murder has really got some weird twists to it, and I'm pretty sure this will help me find the place where this kid came from."
How sorry for me, budging in on your investigation there. Roughly, how old was this guy that got?
Oh, early 20s. He had multiple stab wounds, and he was frozen pretty much solid inside of one of the ATMs near the bank, at the bank. That's not the really weird thing. Is, first thought was that he was a homeless person, but physically he looked like he was in pretty damn good shape. He was clean shaven, had a good neat haircut, didn't look like a homeless person, and the only clothing he was pretty much naked. He had his underwear and his socks on, and that was it. So my guess is that if the stabbing didn't kill him, the exposure killed him. So I figure that if he wasn't really a homeless person and he was mostly naked, then he had to come from someplace with heat. And that's why within a mile or so of that bank is where I'm banking that he came from. So it's giving me a place to look.
I know that it's not. I know this is not a protocol, but is there any way? Do you know roughly what his name was?
I have no idea who he is or where he came from.
You don't have any idea. Okay. Thank you so much. If you have any more information, about if you need more power, let us know. We will probably. We're about going. What time roughly is it right now, Tom?
I'd say it's probably about 1:00 in the afternoon.
We are going to be probably going for lunch or something like that pretty soon. If you have any more information, if you need more power, let us know. And I should be, back within an hour or so. So I give him my number,
all right,
the fake number, and I, exchange his number.
Thank you for all of your help. You've been a great deal of help.
And I come out of the office just about then when he's sort of finishing up his conversation. I got my coat on, keys in my hand, ready to go whenever Agent
Yeah.
Tim is ready. Is finished with the officer.
Okay. So as you come out, they're still having their conversation, and conversation ends, and the policeman gets in his car and drives carefully out of the parking lot and into the street, heading towards the north side of town. And I am trying to answer one of your questions. I'm looking for Skip Mills. I believe is older than that. Skip Mills is. There's always one piece of paper missing from my thing that I know was there 20 minutes ago. Where are you, Skip? Skip Mills is...
But
I'd say Skip Mills is probably about 39, 40 years old.
okay, so not.
That photo didn't look like it was a 39 or 40-year-old.
No.
Skip Mills is remarkably young looking for his
That
age.
just means that photograph that you saw wasn't taken yesterday.
Yeah.
No,
he probably eats a lot of kale.
Kale is the one.
Or maybe that explains a few things.
Acai berries.
I've got a couple
But-
of pictures up here on my shelf of me and David that are from 20 years ago. So
Well, think of it this way: it could be his grandma. That's like his graduation photo from like 20 years that he has. That he's so prized
Or he
possession.
could just be that fit. And I mean, judging by what we discovered in the office, it looks like he has a whole lot of stamina.
It's a pretty fair bet that he drinks protein shakes as well, I think.
well, 39 and 40 is not that old, folks.
No.
He's in his prime.
Y'all are pups in the woods.
So I will say, let's go. Let's head off to Skip Mills' house.
Yep.
All right. I think the question also should probably come up in your minds is where you guys are going to sleep that night.
Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And none of you have talked about where you're going to stay for the night. If you hesitate too long, if there is a hotel, they're not going to be receiving people. Oh, maybe they will. It's a hotel. I don't even know if there are any hotels open at the moment, but
In the area that he's in, is it a kind of a upper, like middle
no.
class?
no, low class. Most of the houses are either boarded up or the poor people live there.
Well, Nye, we can always break into one of the houses that are abandoned, and we could stay there for the night if.
How's the reception out here?
Do a luck roll.
Oh boy. Me being lucky? That'll be the day. 1 second. Are you fucking kidding me? 53, so no.
No bars.
All right, well, I sort of stare out the window. I'm like, we'll figure something out, basically. I'm not trying to sleep in some abandoned house, though, but we'll figure something out.
I know, I just thought that if push comes to shove, we can stay in an abandoned house.
Is that how you
But-
like to do it? You
All right.
swim all the time?
But let's go to Skip Milson.
Okay.
All right.
On the map, it's not that far from the utilities, just maybe 6 or 7 miles. Unfortunately, with all the debris and the downed trees and everything, getting there is going to take you a while. So I will jump back to the other players. Let us say that you have temporarily put everything into the storage unit. I'm going to add a little in. You found trash bags in the office, and you basically put everything into separate trash bags so that you could go through it later, but that they would just look like trash bags if anybody opened this unit.
While we're before we leave, I'd like to go to the original unit.
Okay.
Which I assume is now empty.
Yes.
And just standing outside the original unit, could I just make a note, just on a bit of, actually maybe even sketch it out on a bit of scrap paper, just make a note of where the security cameras are around that unit.
Yes, it would be very obvious that if the security camera was working, that it would have captured somebody going in and out of the unit.
Okay. I'll also mention this to the other three. I found this CCTV hard drive recorder in the office.
Under your arm.
You know, it's this, just in case you think that I've just stolen a VCR. Right. I mean, that's not what I'm about.
It's for science. It's for science.
Ignore this. I need to pick up some crack later on. This has got nothing to do with the mission.
Looters.
You wouldn't get any crack for a VCR.
It's Betamax, though. I mean, that's got to be worth
that you might be able to sell to somebody who's into that sort of vintage stuff.
Well,
I'll put it on Crack Bay.
We're sorted and locked up, and
so now I think
you're also aware that the other team is heading towards Skip Mill's house, which is actually closer to where you are than from where they are.
So I vote that the next thing on the list is we find a hotel with all modern conveniences, or as much as possible, lighting, heat. I'm not sleeping in an abandoned house. Let's work on getting that next. I think things are secure here. We haven't seen anybody in the area. It's padlocked. I don't think we've drawn too much attention to ourselves. I think we're okay in leaving the new green box unmanned, for lack of a better term, unless someone disagrees with me. But I would like to get a hotel, get that locked down, make sure we have enough adjoining rooms for everyone to kind of be in one area, all 6 of us. And then we pick a room to start the inventory.
But the other 2 got a vehicle as well.
Yes. So they could always, once they're through at Skip Mill's house, they could always meet us back here, and we could do it in one trip.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
We'll assume that if they needed a car, then I didn't think of that until you just now said it, but they probably would get another one from Tanya.
There you go.
Well, let's try to find a hotel of power then.
Sounds good.
All right. So what I would like you all to do luck rolls. So the people who are looking for the hotel.
Okay.
27 for me.
26.
94.
23.
Really?
Is that a hotel? Oh, no, that's a tree.
None of you got a critical. Oh.
3 out of 4, but no criticals.
Well, I'll say that it takes you a couple of hours. And that couple of hours is spent driving back towards the utilities office, looking for something nearby, finding something nearby, finding out that they're completely booked with people. In fact, they've crammed 4 people to a room. You hear that there's a shelter. You can stay at a shelter, but that sounds absolutely horrifying. Eventually, you find a middle class hotel that's about 10 stories high towards the center of town. And the guy tells you that, the regular rooms are taken, but if you're willing to pay the price, they could give you like the presidential suite.
Yes.
I think this might be an appropriate moment to point out to the gentleman in question that we are FEMA representatives.
Oh, it's just we don't discriminate against people like you.
Well, I mean,
but the price is still.
Yeah, you can just bill the government. They'll pick it up. It's all in the
Oh,
government's
well, that's cool. That works.
So we'll take that suite. Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Can you bring up some extra cots as well?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Could accommodate you for whatever you need.
Um,
So they set you up in the presidential suite at the top.
What time is it at that point of the day?
For you, I'd say it's probably about 2:00.
Okay.
Oh wait, I said 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 4:30.
Okay.
So while you guys are doing that, the others are heading towards.
Yeah, sorry. This elevator door won't close. I have to keep pressing the button. That's.
All right. Got some notes made.
All right. So while you guys are doing that, this is what's going on. All right. Agent Nye. You finally make your way past all of the down power lines and phone lines and broken transformers and tree limbs and everything. In a couple of cases, you actually had to get out and together move a couple of tree limbs to get around it. But you finally pull up onto a street where it's very obvious most of the houses are they're all in terrible disrepair. This is a poor part of town. None of the lawns are mowed. Well, wait, it's the middle of winter, so who could tell?
Yeah.
They look like all the plants are dead. If there is any kind of shrubbery or anything, even evergreen, it's all not been watered. It's all dead. There's boarded up houses, and you can see that, maybe as you went along, there's one or two houses in this neighborhood that might still have people in them. But Skip Mill's house, on the other hand, it's upkept better than everything else around it. It's still in the middle of this awful neighborhood. And you can see that there's a car in the driveway that looks like it's in working condition. So it's probably Skip's car.
Okay. I will say let's go up. We pull over fairly close to the house, and then we'll get out.
Okay. As soon as you get out of the car, I would like you to do a listen roll.
Both of us, or just me?
Both of you.
I think I passed, but we'll see.
30. Looking for listen.
I don't think they have listened, do they?
Is it? Maybe it's
No.
what else is it? We need to create a modified Delta Green so that it's got
Yeah.
things on it too.
Alertness.
Call it alertness.
Alertness would be if you're
Alertness, there
danger,
you go.
or you can just do a search roll.
Okay. I got a 38 out of 60.
Okay.
For search?
For
It does,
alertness.
you know what? It doesn't really matter at this point. When you step out of the car, either you do notice it or you don't. But even if you don't, as you start to walk towards the house, you can hear music blaring inside the house. Somebody's
What kind?
got their sounds like almost like acid jazz. Real hard, funky jazz, and it's turned way too loud.
I look it up like, does the sound come like, see, it's like originating from his house?
Absolutely.
All right.
I make
Curtains are all drawn on the windows.
I'm gonna go up and knock on the door and ring the doorbell.
Okay. There is no response.
I'm gonna try the door. Is it open?
Give me a luck roll.
34. I was about to say, this is just like you asking me to give you a dex roll.
Oh, give me a dex roll. You said it, I didn't. All right.
I would have passed anyway. So
The door actually is not locked, so it pops open. Now, as the door pops open.
Before I touch the door, is there any DNA on the door?
Are we going to go back in time now? You've already said.
Well,
I'll just, as I'm, I turn the knob,
you have gloves on.
I look at my hand to see if there's any DNA.
I don't know. Can you see DNA?
Well, you know what I mean by DNA.
You have your gloves on.
All right.
So, when you open the door and it opens, of course, the volume of the sound suddenly becomes much louder. Second, you are hit by a blast of heat coming from inside. The heat is turned up. And you can also smell that familiar old smell. Okay. Now, this is when you've got the door that much open. Okay. You're not surprised that if you rang the doorbell, he couldn't hear it because the music.
The music is bad. Well, then there's nobody, nobody's coming to the doors,
Nope.
like his neighbors or anything.
Nope.
I have a gun, my gun, just in case something happens. I have my hand on my hip.
How about you, Agent Nye?
I'll actually step aside and let Agent Chemist go in. He seems like he's ready to break down doors and start shooting up the place.
Well, I'm not ready to shoot up the place. I'm just in case something happens. I have it out.
Good. I'll let you go first. I'm not getting shot in the back.
I open up the door a little bit.
All right. The next impression, well, this is more than an impression at this point. As you open the door, you're now looking into the living room. Okay. The lamps are on because all of the windows are drawn, all the curtains are drawn closed. So there's that sort of yellowish incandescent light. The entire room, first of all, the floor is what you see. It's a carpeted floor. It's an ugly carpeted floor. There are water bottles and soda cans and stuff like that strewn across the floor. There are magazines laying all over on the floor. You also notice, and there are magazines on laying on the couch. There is a television going at full blast. And when you glance at it, it's porn. It's pornography that's going. And the walls of this room, every square inch, it seems, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but every square inch is covered in pornography that's been taped up, stuck up, glued up, pinned up to the walls. And this whole room is just, it's like a pornography nightmare. And it reeks of
semen.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he in this room?
You don't see him. No.
I'm like, if I can try and make noise. Hello, is anyone there?
There doesn't seem to be any kind of sound.
Well, if while he's going around yelling and asking if people are around, I'm going to try to find the source of the music and turn it off.
Okay. There's a stereo, an old stereo. So you're in the room. I would like you to do a search. This is really we really need a perception.
26 out of 60.
Okay. There's some other smell that seems to be in the room, along with what basically amounts to the old semen smell. But it smells something even more rotten.
Does it smell like rotten meat, or is it just...
Yeah, maybe like rotten meat. Now, from here, you can see into the kitchen. There's like a bar, or like a breakfast bar. You can see into the kitchen, and the refrigerator is open. It's just open. You can't see the ground in the kitchen, but you can see that that's open.
Are the lights? Well, I imagine the lights will be functional in here if the stereo.
Yes, the power's on. The lamps are all on.
Okay. Well, I'm going to walk into the kitchen and have a look.
The heat is turned way up. Kitchen. In the kitchen, there are a few pieces of food on the floor, but mostly there are like a couple of empty milk cartons. There's empty soda cans, and in general, an overall pervading, smell of rot in the room.
Okay.
I will
But
try and turn off the music.
Well, I already did that.
Okay.
Okay. So you turned off the music. The porn is still blaring, though.
And then I will, because I'm in the living room, I will turn off the porn.
Okay. I would like you both to do an alertness roll.
That's 80, so that's a fail for me.
I fail.
Okay. As you are standing there in the midst of this insanity, speaking of which, maybe you should do an insanity roll, both of you. A sanity roll.
56 out of 50, so no.
All right, just take 1 point of
No.
sanity damage. 1 point of sanity if you failed. All right. As you're standing there and you're looking at all of this horrible stuff, there is a noise that comes from the entrance into the hallway leading to the rest of the house. And a man who, in that instant, you immediately recognize as Skip Mills, steps through the doorway. Now, he looks like he is completely, at that moment, completely oblivious. He is also completely naked. He is also erect and covered in sweat. And he suddenly and very slowly looks up and sees you. I'd like you both to do a luck roll. Tell me what the number is that you get.
Okay.
19.
18.
Okay. So all of a sudden, he looks at you, Agent Nye, and this look comes over his face of absolute terror, and then complete violent anger, and he leaps towards you with every fiber of his being to
I want to punch him in the
attack.
face.
Okay. Well, he's got the initiative. This is all is happening within 1 second. So
Yeah.
Okay.
he's going to hit you hard before, and he's trying to grapple you, to grab you.
Can I at least try to dodge?
Yeah, we can do that.
I got a 17 out
You
of
got a
50.
13.
Are you fucking kidding me?
All right.
Bitch.
He grabs you and he hits you so hard that it literally knocks you back against like the refrigerator. The refrigerator slams closed, and he's got this look in his face like he's sorry, okay? But at the same time, he's clawing at you, your jacket that you're wearing. Agent Chemist, what are you going to do?
I see him, and I'm going to run up, and I'm going to try and kind of go behind him and kind of do kind of like a sleeper hold kind of.
All right, go ahead and try it.
What would that be?
Just like grapple or whatever that is on. It's your fighting skill, so
Maybe
unarmed combat.
put it. I guess it would be like a weapon.
Unarmed combat.
Yeah,
There we
unarmed
go.
combat.
I see it.
Give me a second here. I got a 19. So
Okay, you got a 26. So you managed to sort of grab him and start to try. You're trying to pull him off.
yes.
Okay. Agent Nye,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do? He seems bent and determined to just keep holding on to you as hard as possible. And you can see. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, I'm going to try to maneuver in a way where I grab his head and bang it up against the refrigerator.
All right, go ahead and try it.
Oh my goodness, I got a 03.
Okay, you manage to, as he brings his face towards yours, you manage to get an arm against it and slam it against, let's say, like the refrigerator or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
When you do that, and two things go through your mind at this moment. He is incredibly strong. If it's a weird thought to go through your head, but if he's been masturbating endlessly all this time, he should be completely fatigued.
Tired.
But he doesn't act like he's fatigued at all. In that same instant, as he sort of tries to pull free of Agent Chemist, his face turns towards you, and his mouth opens, and something in his mouth, like a huge worm with needle-like teeth, pushes its way out of his mouth and tries to get into your mouth. Agent Chemist, what are you going to try?
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on kind of, I have him behind the I'm going to go my arms around his neck and kind of do kind of like a sleeping sleeper hold on him.
Okay, go ahead and try that.
Still unarmed combat?
Yes.
Okay. I got an 01.
Okay, you manage only to pull him off as this thing is snapping at Agent Nye. I need you both to do sanity rolls. Oh boy, we really hit poor Wayne with the sanity. He disappeared entirely.
I failed, by the way.
Okay, we have to wait. If you failed, do a 1d4.
Okay. I take 4 points.
Okay, take 4 points, and then we'll break right there until Agent Nye comes back. Right at the most exciting moment. All right, so I need you to do a sanity roll.
I made that one this time.
Okay,
39 out of 49.
Go ahead and take 2 points of damage.
Awesome.
All right. So, Agent Chemist, you have pulled Skip off of him just as that thing was sort of trying to reach out and grab him. So you've
Now, what was coming out of it? Because I had missed that whole thing. You say grab me, and then you opened up his mouth, and that was the last thing.
Oh, that's the last thing that you saw. All right. He grabbed you, and as he leaned in, as Agent Chemist grabbed a hold of him and started pulling him away, this large, sharp-toothed worm-like thing came up out of his throat and out his mouth, and it tried to get into your mouth.
No.
And
Trying to French kiss you,
and
basically.
Corey, Agent Chemist, managed to pull him away just at the same time, so that as it snapped at you, it didn't get you.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, I just met you. We're not that far into our relationship.
And that's why you did the sanity roll. All right, I need to now know what. We'll go back to Agent Nye. What are you going to do at this point? He is struggling, and he's very strong.
Did the thing come out completely, or is it just?
No, it just came partly out, like right out of his mouth.
Like aliens.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. See if you can try to hold him down and pry his mouth open and try to grab this thing. I'm gonna look for like some prongs or something like that in this kitchen.
Okay, there is no. This is all taking place within 2 seconds, so he is going to violently get away from Chemist in just a second.
All right. Well,
you can do a luck roll to see if you actually just put your hand on something.
Okay. 28. Sorry.
Okay. So you managed to grab a.
You're in the kitchen, right? A knife would work?
A ladle. No. You grab let's say you grab a pair of tongs that happen to be there, you said.
Okay. And I tell Chemist to try to hold him down. And I'm going to get close again to see if this thing comes back out.
Okay.
Okay.
He's going to try to break free. So.
Okay.
And he got, what is his? There it is. He got a 45. Corey, try to do a strength roll and see if you can hold him.
Okay. And I need to beat a 45, he said?
Well, we'll do a strength roll.
Okay.
What's your strength?
I fail.
Okay. So what he does is he tries to turn over so that he's facing you, Agent Chemist.
Okay.
And he succeeds in turning over. So now he's hovering over your face.
Okay.
At this point, can I try to kick him in the face?
You are kind of where his feet are. So I don't think you could kick him in the head. You could kick him in the balls or in the butt.
You probably won't feel that. I'm going to try to, rush in and do something, like try to knock him off or something.
All right, go ahead. Try to grapple from the other side and pull him off, or
29
okay.
Of 40.
You actually manage to reach around his neck and pull him back once again, just as this thing tries to get to Agent Chemist.
Okay. I am not going to do my gun yet, but if he tries that one more time, I will be forced to...
Well, what are you going to do?
You know what? I'm going to try and... I'm going to try and, like, round cap kind of, like, knock him over by kind of like swinging or tackling him to the ground.
Okay. Go ahead and do your unarmed combat.
I fail my unarmed combat.
Okay. You punch him right in the face. You punch him sideways in the face. And his only reaction to it is like that. So he's trying to grab a hold of you and pull you closer to him. Agent 9, what would you like to do?
I will try to put him in like like the sleeper hold type of a thing.
Okay, you're going to try to do the sleeper hold too?
Yeah, like at least hold his head as much,
Okay.
From his, and
What'd you get?
90.
90, he got a 28. So one of his hands comes back and just shoves you, and you stumble back a few feet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll yell out, shoot him!
That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, now the thing is that you've grappled him, so
Well,
your arms aren't exactly on your gun. Your arms are trying to hold him back.
no,
So
I failed my thing, right? Because
I think what you need to do is try to get him off of you before you shoot him.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try and get up. I'm going to, what would it be? Dodge, dex.
Well, you're going to try to push him off, so call it unarmed combat again.
Okay. Okay. Fudge. I rolled a 99.
Oh, that's a spectacular fail.
I mean, oh no. I guess I'd say that out loud. Oh no.
Oh no. He brings his face close to yours, and this thing, whatever it is, this worm, it's about 1.5 inches around, and it's got needle-like teeth on the end of it. It actually latches on to your face right about there.
Okay.
Because you turn your head. But it's now attached itself to you.
Okay. Kind of like face hugger, kind of.
Agent Nye, what are you going to do?
So I see this, right?
Yes.
I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm going to shoot Agent Timothy. I'm sorry, he's contaminated now.
Oh,
he's contaminated now. I mean, we're not allowed to let this stuff, we're supposed to contain this, and now it's not going to be contained.
Are you serious?
Are you?
I'll tell you what.
This
I'll tell you what.
This escalated quickly.
Before I do that, could you please give Corey a chance to try to get the thing off of his face?
Oh, he'll have a chance, but he already took his chance, so it's your turn to do something.
Well,
now, and also this Skip Mills's head is between your head, between you and Corey's head. So this thing is on top. This Skip Mills is almost on top of.
Well, then I'll
Corey.
shoot Skip. I'll shoot Skip first.
All right, you can shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that a point blank. So go ahead and Jeff, do you even have to roll for a point blank?
Not really. I mean, it's up to you for your.
I'll tell you what. Roll for it, and only if you get like a 99 or a 00 that your gun doesn't go off.
All right, I got 68.
Okay, boom. The gun goes off. You blow a hole in the back of Skip Mills's head, and he slumps over to the side, And as he does, as he falls over to the side, this thing is being pulled out of his throat, and it's still attached to Agent Chemist's face.
All right.
And it's wiggling. It looks like it's trying to get to the hole, to his mouth. By the way, Skip. Agent Chemist.
It's not burrowing into his cheek, though.
It looks like he's just holding on. But I would like Agent. I don't know. Actually, Agent Chemist, you need to do a sanity roll.
Okay.
This is
okay. I passed my sanity roll.
Okay. Do a 1d4.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. You, in that moment, realize that if you scream, which you really would like to do at this point, that thing will get in your mouth.
Yeah.
So you're trying very hard not to scream, and you're succeeding, but it's terrible.
Is there any way that is, if I go kind of like, almost like this, I guess, I'm going to put my hand to my mouth.
You can't do this without...
Okay.
The thing is right here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay, never mind then.
But you can grab a hold of the thing.
I'm gonna grab a hold of the thing
like this.
I'm gonna go like.
All right. Go ahead and do a grapple.
Okay, grapple. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 66. Let's see if.
What's your
just
hand?
Give me a second here.
He's had a 67 or more.
That's what I'm just trying to find right here.
I'm just hoping for you.
No, I have unarmed combat. It doesn't have grapple here. So.
Well, unarmed combat. Did you pass unarmed combat?
No.
Okay. So basically what you're doing is this. As this thing is attacking you. Agent Nye, what would you like to do?
I'm going to use the tongs that I'll pick them up off the ground. And I'm going to try to... I'll step on like maybe the tail end of this thing, and I'm going to try to pry it away from him.
Okay, it's about 14 inches long. So it's hanging off of his face about like that.
Yeah. All right. Am I able to get underneath its little teeth or something to try to
pry it off?
Yeah. Should I roll dexterity?
Go ahead and do a dexterity roll. You're going to try something like that? Yeah.
Nope. Of course, because it's a damn dexterity roll.
Okay. Well, you're trying to pry it, and it's got a good latch on him. Remember, you guys are in a kitchen, and now you're not struggling with Skip.
All right, I'm going to
let Corey go.
Okay.
What are you going to try to do?
I am going to keep on trying to grab this
try
thing.
To pull it off. Go ahead and do a strength roll.
Fuck off! I failed.
Okay, you're still struggling with it. It's at this point it's kind of tearing your lip open.
Okay.
Agent Chemist, I'm just letting you know, no hard feelings here. But if that thing gets into your mouth, you're gonna have to put one in your head.
Yeah.
So hold on tight, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the tongs and I'm gonna flip on the stove, and I'm gonna put the tongs on the stove to heat it up and try to see if heat would cause this.
Heating up your tongs is good. They're plastic tongs. It won't work.
Oh, plastic. What the hell? I toss it aside. I'm thinking that these are metal tongs.
I'm like,
there are knives.
I'll
in a
take a
block.
knife. I'll take a knife, and
Okay.
may ask them to take me a few seconds.
I'm like,
I'm gonna try to cut at it.
All right. I'm not gonna be so technical. You grab a hold of the thing by one end, and you bring the butcher knife down and you start cutting on it. Okay. And as you do, you cut into it fairly easily, and this sort of thick yellow goo squirts out all over Corey's face and part on you, and the thing releases Corey and makes a kind of squealing, sort of squeechy sound as you cut it in half, and the pieces drop to the ground and they writhe around for a second, and then they finally stop.
like,
And then I'll take out my cell phone.
And he is profusely bleeding from his face, and part of his upper lip has been completely torn off by the thing.
All right.
So you can see your teeth.
I'll go ahead and I'll try to find like a dish rag or something like that for him to put it on his face. But before I do that, I will take my cell phone out and take a picture of the creature, as well as Agent Kim's face. And and I'll try to attend to his wounds. Medicine. We have first aid, but my first aid sucks.
Okay, you will have to look around in the house to find first aid stuff.
Okay.
Probably
I'll
in the
do that,
bathroom.
but I'll say put that on your face.
All right. We'll leave you guys there for now. We'll jump back to
Oh shit!
the other people.
Meanwhile, I'm just riding a shotgun, thinking I'm suffering because it was damn cold outside.
Meanwhile, back at the peaceful inventory. God.
Would anyone like another canapé?
Yes. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
I think there's some here. It's just over there next to the caviar.
So civilized, such civilized.
Well, it's not completely civilized. The pool isn't heated, so it's frozen solid.
Oh,
actually, it's been
wow.
drained. It's been drained. They would drain it.
Skating rink, marvelous.
Yeah, no, they would drain it.
Harsh government for this.
Holy crap!
Monsters. These guys are monsters.
So you guys have secured your room. What are you going to do next?
Well, we're at the presidential suite. So my recommendation is that we start, we take the SUV back and start loading it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well. It's going to take 2 trips, right?
Yeah, because, we don't know anything else that's going on. So we're just, boring business as usual. Time to start cataloging whatever the hell was in that. Yeah.
All right. It takes you a bit of time to get back to the green box, the temporary green box, and you get about. Go ahead and do a luck roll.
Okay.
All of us.
All of us, or just him? Just silver.
Yeah. Well, let's say just silver.
12.
Oh, nice.
Okay. You might, if the guys don't mind being a little uncomfortable, you might be able to pack all of this into the car if Agent Corky and Agent Curly get in the seat first and you pile the stuff on top of them. You could make it in one.
Agent Belladonna can sit in someone's lap.
That's not going to happen. I'm still riding shotgun, thank you.
Somebody can sit in your lap. Then.
You would have to put stuff in your lap as well.
That's fine, as long as stuff, not junk.
Well, you've put everything into black plastic bags, which you're going to kind of have to explain taking those into the hotel. But
We're FEMA. We don't have to.
We
You
just
are
flash,
FEMA. You
just
are FEMA.
flash the lanyards and act like you belong. Again, a lot of it is just acting like you belong, act like you're in charge, and walk with
Right.
purpose. Everyone's gonna leave you alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask Tom I mean, we didn't take time to like inventory anything specific, but I just want to make sure, like, did we come across any like major weapons?
The only thing that you noticed in the process was looked like an ice pick.
Okay.
Was part of there was like a canvas bag and an ice pick as one of the items. But other than that, you didn't find any like weapons or anything like that.
That was my biggest fears. I didn't want the public to be exposed to any sort of major weapons.
Right. They were only boxes. There were boxes and bags and things and packets and paper. And yeah. So anyways, we'll say that by 5 o'clock, you've managed to get everything up into your suite. And you haven't heard anything from the agents who went to Skip Mill's house. Now, it could be that the reception is just bad.
Should we?
It's 5 p.m.
Should we contact them for a sit rep?
Might as well. I mean, we're here. How long does it take him to explore a house?
Yeah, go on. I'll phone one. I'll phone Agent Nye and just get an update on how things are going over there.
I'd like you to do a luck roll.
Okay. That is a 48.
So you just passed. You've got like 1 bar.
Oh.
A bit crackly.
But it's 5 o'clock. So I'm going to jump back to them for a moment because it's a little earlier, you know. Agent Chemist and Agent Nye, what are you going to do? You're standing in the kitchen over Skip Mills's dead body. The thing, whatever it is lying on the ground in 2 pieces with yellow goo all over the place. And you've only seen the living room and the kitchen.
Well, I know I was going to look for like a first aid kit.
You were going to look for
Okay.
first aid kit.
My immediate action is to find a first aid kit and go. My knowledge is go into the bathroom.
Okay. Well, you both go into the bathroom then looking for the first aid kit. And I'll say...
Yeah. If he's going to the bathroom to do that, then I'll let him handle it, handle his injuries. I'm going to try to secure this specimen.
Okay, there are cabinets in here like you would find in any kitchen, and in fact, you find plastic bags. You know, what do I want to say? Ziplocs.
Okay. All right, so I'll secure it.
Okay. Just a moment.
Oh, and while I'm at it, after securing that, I'm going to turn down the heat.
Okay.
And sort of open up.
The heat was set to 86 degrees. So you turn down the heat. You can still smell the smell of rot in the room. In fact, when you're turning the thermostat down, you can smell that it's stronger towards the back of the house.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay. Agent Chemist, you find first aid stuff. You find Band-Aids and stuff like that. Now, about all you're going to be able to do at this point is stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
But part of your face is gone. I mean, a good chunk of your lip is gone. It's going to be a nasty, ugly scar.
Okay.
And
how much points of damage did I take?
Go ahead and roll a 1d4. No, 1d4 and half it.
Okay. So I rolled a 2.
So you got 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Okay, Agent Nye. As you begin to look through the house, a feeling of dread starts to come over you. And as you feel the smell of rot getting stronger and stronger, you step into a bedroom. First, well, there's only one floor. You step into one of the bedrooms, and there is blood everywhere. And lying on the floor is what you can make out as a body. It has literally been torn open like something from the movie Alien. There's blood and guts and gore everywhere. And as you approach, you can see that it's either Skip Mill's grandmother or mother, whoever that woman was. And do a sanity roll.
98.
Oh, I think you should do a 1d6 for that one.
And that is 5.
Okay, you yell when you see this. You yell not only because it's the mother, grandmother. It's as if she exploded.
Okay.
So, Agent, you hear him yell. Of course, at the same time, you're trying to stop the bleeding.
Yeah. As soon as I stop the bleeding, I will go in to see what's...
Okay. You see it, and you have to do a sanity roll as well.
Okay. I passed that.
Okay. Do a 1d4.
Okay. I got 1.
Okay. You're like, I see it all the time. Now, what do you guys do? You're standing there over this horrific scene.
I'm like,
Well, since you've seen this before, you can tell, you can do some examination of the body and tell exactly what happened, or try to find out exactly what happened here. And you can take pictures.
Agent Chemist, do you have forensics?
I might. Just give me a second. No, I don't.
Okay. Well, there are a couple of things that are odd, and you'd know this just because it's kind of obvious. One is the old lady's skin on the outside of this horrific scene, this body, almost looks like it's hardened, like eggshell.
Okay.
And there also, it just seems to you that there's not as much blood as there should actually be in this case.
Okay.
But that's about all you can tell.
I will give. Actually, I don't want to do that. I will just say what I ask Nye. What should we do? Should we
I think we should contact the others and let them know that.
contact the others? Okay, I think that's the best option. I will do that. I will call Agent Silver if I have any
Go ahead and
bars.
do a luck roll.
I fail.
Yeah, you don't have any bars. Agent Nye, I would like you to do a human intelligence roll. If you have any.
No. 24 out of 10.
Okay. So you guys are baffled by what you're looking at.
Does he, just one second, does he have a landline?
Yes,
Sure.
there is a landline.
Well, I was gonna say, sure.
Gonna give the landline a call.
There's
for
no tone.
no tone. Okay.
All right. Let's jump back to the others for a moment. We'll assume that time has gone by. Agent Corky was making a phone call to try to get a hold of you. So this is maybe 10 minutes later.
Okay.
And he gets through. I imagine he does.
Do a luck roll, Corky.
Me. Okie dokie. Cool. 43 this time.
Okay, so you pass.
Slightly better
You
signal.
you get a lot of static, but you do hear the phone ringing. And which one of them are you calling?
I'm calling Agent Nye.
Okay, so Nye's phone starts to ring.
Oh, yes, this is Nye.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Barely.
We're phoning for a sit rep. What's going on over there? How are you getting on?
We have a situation over here. I think you guys should get over here immediately. And I mean, we're cutting. I mean, I guess the perception is pretty bad, but something that we can't discuss over the phone. You have the address.
Okay, we do. Yeah, I'll let everyone know. We'll be straight there.
All right.
Look, it sounds like they've got a situation over there.
Let's go.
I think,
Now, do we want to leave the green box contents in the room unguarded?
If you want to stay, you can. I'm gonna go.
I don't think there's any immediate threats that we're aware of.
I would have thought that if it was safe for 15 years in a storage locker, then it's going to be relatively safe in a hotel room. I mean, this is the presidential suite. They're not just going to let anyone up.
Motel.
We're not disturbed out.
Do an intelligence roll or an idea roll, Agent Curly.
To it. Get it.
Uh-oh. It's not looking good. 88 is a crit fail.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah, you think everything would be perfectly safe up here.
It's
I just
a
recommend putting the
weird
do
place,
not
this
disturb.
presidential suite. Why are all the doorknobs so small?
All right, well,
Let's get going.
So are you all going?
Well,
I
I'm
am.
kind of thinking really that one of us should really stay here on guard.
I'll stay behind and start the inventory.
Okay. I mean, I'm perfectly happy to do that if you want. If you want to be in the thick of it.
I'm going to eyeball Agent Silver and say, are you metagaming just so you don't have to take sanity loss?
I'm the oldest one here. I'm an old man. I've got to take my Geritol and you know, watch out for my hip replacement.
All right, let's leave Silver then and get going. but I want a story when I get back. Another story for you, I'm sure.
I would like Silver to do a intelligence.
Glucosamine.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
I got 79 out of 75, so I barely missed it.
Okay. Then I'm going to leave you alone. All right. So we will assume that Agent Silver stays, and the rest of you head towards Skip Mill's house. And I think that's probably a good spot to stop tonight.
Taking my bag with me. Just want to make a declaration.
Plenty of hand sanitizer.
Oh, yes. Got the industrial bottle. The Sam's Club bottle.
Okay, our players included Lucas Glasshauer, Corey Heisted, Bill Mize, Mick Swan, Jeff Wilkins, and Wayne Worthy, with yours truly as the keeper of the secrets. Our musical intro, Digital Bark, was composed by Kevin MacLeod and is used royalty-free under a Creative Commons Attributions license. We're currently producing 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our show free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. Patrons of our show can now enjoy recordings of our pre- and post-game conversations. Some of the funniest stuff and most interesting stuff occurs before and after the show. If you'd like to become a patron, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month will help us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for updates on our latest shows. And leave us comments. We like hearing. We like listening to them. We like reading them. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.